The trip has very much been about assessing the potential for a project which focuses on the archaeology of the Falklands War. I think we've succeeded in doing a lot. Clearly we're working on Tumbledown, which is a massive mountain, and so we never intended to record everything. So we've focused on small areas, and within those areas we've managed to, I think, tell stories about what happened in 1982. And of course the unique thing about this project is we're accompanied by veterans who fought in the Battle of Tumbledown. It's been really incredible to follow in the footsteps, literally, of John and Jim as they walk across the mountaintop, using their military knowledge, using their memories of 1982 to identify locations, both where they fought but where they know would be a good position for a soldier to be fighting from. And lo and behold, when they point to an area, there are usually remains there related to the battle. So they've been an incredible asset. But in being here and revisiting their own battlefields, I think they've benefited hugely in a way that Waterloo Uncovered has long recognised works with veterans and still serving personnel who have to live with conditions like PTSD.
We run sort of hand in hand. The archaeology is important, but also the mental health and well-being of our veterans is really key to what we do, and we've been doing that for a number of years in Waterloo. So when we listen to the veterans, they talk about their experiences, what they're involved in. It's been very moving and emotive at times, and we've been very impressed by what these young men did back 40 years ago. I think there's a clear message here, is that many people, because of our lack of understanding of mental health back in those days, certainly about post-traumatic stress disorder, men, masculinity, coming forward and getting help. I think historically we were pretty poor at doing that and understanding the difficulties that people can present with. But the fact that the two individuals that have come, have sought help, have clearly benefited from this experience. I hope that would be a message to more veterans out there, from this conflict and many others, to come forward and get help, because the cultural understanding, the expertise, the therapies and treatments that are available are very effective, and we just need people to come forward and get that help. So this has been great. Let's hope more people do something similar.
There's also a powerful dimension to the project in bringing together and trying to triangulate oral histories, oral testimonies, and recall memories of what happened in terms of, in this case, the Scots Guards and our veterans, and archaeology, because they work at different scales. So you have the individual experience of the veterans who were fighting a battle just in front of themselves. We had a little bit of a sense of what was going on to the side, but really it was their personal battle. Whereas the archaeology tells a wider story. It tells us about the battlefield. The cross-fertilisation of those two scales is really positive, and it allows for a really useful understanding. And the veterans said to me today, actually it's really helped them understand the battlefield and the role of others within that battle.
We've only scratched the surface, and that was always the idea with this 10-day project. We're testing out technology. Stu Eve, our surveyor, has brought drones, he's brought 3D scanners. Hopefully what we've done will be enough to attract further funding and allow us to come back and do more work. But the point is that this isn't just about us, it's not about a team coming from the UK. An important linkage here is the Falkland Islands Museum and National Trust, and through people like Emma Goss, the Heritage Officer, it's hoped that the work will continue carried out by the islanders in between our visits.
This, right from the outset, was a community project, and we had to get the community involved, and boy have they been happy to get involved. It's been remarkable, the level of support that we've received. So whether that's the Falkland Island Museum and National Trust, whether that's the Falkland Islands government, whether that's the people operating the air bridge, Penguin Travel, really supportive logistically in helping us deliver what we wanted to deliver. Beyond that, on the kind of practical side of things, we've had local volunteers come and work with us, help do the survey, spot things. That demonstrates the potential, I think, for their involvement kind of going forward, and kind of working through the museum to try and document this and characterise and record this material. We've worked with schools. We brought a project artist out with us, also a veteran from Parachute Regiment, and he's been doing some exceptional work with schools, with school pupils in this anniversary year, getting the school children to think about conflict heritage, think about 1982, think about what that conflict means in terms of people's identities on the island today and beyond, and also I think an element of this is that these are conflict landscapes, but they're also memorialised kind of landscapes, and it's been very emotional. The wreath laying today was very emotional. There wasn't a dry eye amongst anybody here. It's the 40th anniversary, and as our veterans said, coming back and helping to make sense of this material is something that they've really enjoyed. But they weren't sure how much, 5 years' time, if they would be able to make that trip. So time is of the essence to actually get to realise the potential that's here.
We've all read the history books, but I think this past week has given us a unique insight into this mountain, into the battle that was fought here, and the experience of those who actually accomplished what the 2nd Battalion Scots Guards did on this mountaintop.